Well, good evening or good morning, whenever it is that you are watching this video. I am so glad that you could join us. And my name is Rihanna Sanford. I am a part of a community called the Healthy Living Revolution. And we are a group of people all across the world who are taking part in a movement to help people take their health back. And we're doing it in ways that are fun, that are doable, and that are affordable. So tonight we're going to talk to you about the SHRED10 program and what it's about. And if you have any questions after this presentation, just get with the person who invited you to watch or to join us tonight, and they will be happy to answer any of your questions that you might have. So let's get started. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so why do we have something called SHRED10? Well, to start off with, there are two startling trends in our world. The first one being our environment. The toxins in our environment are increasing at a drastic rate. No matter where we turn, no matter what we do, we're always going to be either breathing in or drinking in or eating in some kind of toxins. They're everywhere. And unless we live in a bubble, we're still going to come into contact with toxins every day. It's in the water we drink, the air we breathe. It's on the foods that are grown in our system, in our food supply system. They're everywhere, even in the lotions and the potions that we put on our skin and in our hair. So this is one of the reasons why we have something called the SHRED10 program. The second thing is our food quality is decreasing. There are things on the ingredients label that we don't even know how to pronounce. There are preservatives and GMO synthetic vitamins are an issue. So, hey, welcome. We've already gotten started if you're joining us, but welcome. There's pesticides. There's just a lot less nutrition that we're dealing with. And so we wanted to basically, all of us in our Healthy Living Revolution, we wanted to try to help people, because we are dealing with this as a group, as a world, as a people, as a human race. And so that brings me to this next thing that a lot of people either you yourself have trouble with, or somebody who has had trouble with this, and that is dieting or over-exercising. And what you see here in this diagram is on top here, we have a person that's full of toxins, okay? So someone who might be overweight, dealing with just a lot of toxicity in their body. Well, a lot of people don't know this and don't realize that the function of a fat cell is to protect our body from the toxins from roaming around in our body and creating havoc in our body and damaging our organs. So what we do, what people do is they over-exercise and they decide they're just going to eat very little and diet, and they may burn fat or they may lose weight. But what happens is, because they're not cleansing their body of the toxins, the body is actually smart enough to go back into fat cell production mode, because those toxins are still there, creating a danger and a risk to all of our vital organs. So those fat cells re-enrobe those toxins again, and then we have the fat cells that are back. And that's kind of why a lot of people are dealing with the yo-yo dieting effect, where they lose weight, they gain weight, they lose weight, they gain weight. But there is a better way, and that is through cleansing your body. So here, if we look down here, we see again someone with a lot of toxicity in their body, dealing with a lot of fat cells because their body needs to be protected. And instead of just over-exercising or dieting, they actually cleanse their body using nutrition, okay? And help to get rid of all of the toxins in the body. And then that way they're able to maintain a lot more, maintain that weight loss a lot easier, because the fat cells, they're not going back into fat production mode. So hopefully that makes sense. I know this was kind of an aha moment for me, because I know several people who have had issues with this. Okay, moving on. So one of the ways that we like to help with people increasing the nutrition in their body is to help them to grow their own food. And we at the Healthy Living Revolution have something that's called the Tower Garden. And this is a way to be able to grow your own food. It is an aeroponic gardening system. It uses 90% less of the amount of space that traditional growing usually uses, and 98% less of the amount of water that traditional gardening usually uses. And so already we see that this is a way to be able to grow our own food without necessarily having to take up as much space or use up as many resources as what traditional growing might do. I actually have 2 of these. I have one in my living room that's it's sitting in my living room right now with lights, and we grow kale, and we grow basil, and we grow lots of different lettuces and herbs, and it's really, really yummy eats, okay? And then we have one that goes out in the spring and the summertime, that we grow tomatoes on, and cucumbers, and those seeded, fruited kind of plants. And so what's really fun that's happening with these tower gardens is our kids are learning how to grow food and where food comes from in schools. These things are going into schools. Teachers have lesson plans for them now, which is really fun, where they can kind of help teach them everything from science to all kinds of different curriculums that are available. So this is one way. And then this is another way. This is Juice Plus. This is a product and a tool that we have our hands on. It's been around for 25 years. Juice Plus is vine ripened produce. It is been cleaned. It is been tested, and it is over 30 different fruits, veggies, and berries that we have access to flooding our bodies with every day. Now, I don't know about you, but there's no way I'm getting this variety of fruits, veggies, and berries on a daily basis. So this has been an outstanding product for us. And I'll just share very quickly what has happened in our family as a result of this amazing product. So I hit a crux in the road where I was desperate to find a healthy living lifestyle of some kind. I pretty much went to college and became a junk foodaholic, and I ate everything from Oreos to Little Debbie snacks. I mean, donuts were like my favorite thing to eat in the world. And I thought that because I didn't really have a weight issue, I'm just one of those people that I could eat as much as I wanted, and it didn't really show up in my gut or on my hips. But I was paying the price for it by the time I hit my 30s. And I felt so fatigued all the time. I was so tired all the time. Felt sick. I just was not doing well. I felt twice my age. And I knew that I needed to do something different, because we have a daughter with severe special needs who needs everything done for her. And there was a thought that came to my mind one day when I woke up, and that thought was, what happens to her if something happens to me? And that was a very, very scary thought. I did not like the thought of someone else having to come into the house and take care of her because I didn't take care of myself. So that was about when someone came to me and said, hey, I know of a way that you can get a variety of fruits and veggies in your body, but not just my body, in the bodies of all of my family members as well. And I knew that was the way for me to go at that time. And I signed up right away. And since then, we have been able to fight off so many of the colds and the flus. My husband, who used to struggle with the shingles virus every summer, has been able to fight off the shingles virus from flaring up in his body for the last 4 years now. And my daughter, who I spoke of earlier, who has severe special needs, she used to be on medicine for an irregular heart rhythm. She used to be on medicine for seizures. She used to be on medicine for oh gosh, vomiting excessively. She had serious gastrointestinal issues, and she used to be on a pain medication every day. And since we have been able to literally pump this stuff right into her gut, she is fed through a G tube. So I just put these little powders in a little bit of water and send it right through her feeding pump into her little stomach. And for the last 2-3 years now, we have been able to pull her off of almost all of her medications. She no longer has an irregular heart rhythm. She no longer is having seizures. She's no longer vomiting multiple times a day. And we feel like we have a different kid on our hands. And so this has been, while it's been a game changer for our family, it literally has been a lifesaver for my daughter. So needless to say, we will never go without these amazing, powerful plant foods. And I want to ask you a question. How often do you normally eat? We're going to talk a little bit about willpower, in the zone of willpower, because what we have found is that willpower is actually a function and a product of your blood sugar. And I didn't know that, but part of the reason why a lot of times we make wrong choices about what we're going to eat is because we have waited too long to eat, or we have not been eating the right things to kind of be able to balance out our blood sugar. So if you see here where we see this black, or well, let's talk about this big, long, tall blue line here. So this would be the example of if you woke up in the morning and you went into Krispy Kreme, let's just say one of my favorite places to get breakfast once upon a time. What's going to happen is if you eat something really high in sugar like that, no real nutrition, no real fiber, your blood sugar level is going to skyrocket. It is just going to go really, really high. And then just within an hour or two later, you are going to come crashing down, and you're going to feel like you need a nap, and you're going to need to feel like, oh, what do I eat now? And so we don't want that. We don't want those high glycemic foods going into our system first thing in the morning, especially. So, but what we do want is we want to eat things and foods that are high in fiber. We want to eat foods that are low in sugar so that we can have a more balanced blood sugar level, foods that will sustain us for a while and help us to make better choices when it does come time to eat again. So this is something that has been really, really helpful to a lot of us in the Healthy Living Revolution, and is something that within the SHRED10 program, we will do more of. The Complete by Juice Plus is actually another tool that we have. It is a complete nutrition drink. It's a low glycemic, so perfect for keeping that blood sugar balanced. It's perfect for pre-diabetics and diabetics, so anybody that you know of that is dealing with issues with keeping that blood sugar low and balanced. This might be something for them. It's vegan. That means there's no animal byproduct at all. It's non-GMO. It is gluten and dairy free, and it's completely plant-based. There are some amazing prebiotic fibers and oligosaccharides, which just means it's the good stuff that the probiotics eat. Okay. So this is something that we do that is a part of the SHRED. And a lot of people like to eat it for breakfast. I know for us, it's normal for us just to whip up a smoothie in the morning, a pre or post-workout drink, or an afternoon late night snack as well. The Omega Blend is actually one of Juice Plus. It is Juice Plus's newest product. Everyone knows that omegas are really, really good for the body. It's good for the heart, for the brain, for joints, skin, and eyes. And this is something that we're really excited about. There are actually clinical trials going on with the Omega Blend right now. So we're excited to hear about all the science that comes out on this. But I know just from talking with a lot of people who've been on it now for the last year, and myself included, I've seen a huge difference in my eyesight, and also in the speed at which my hair is growing, and just the quality of hair that I have. It's really pretty amazing. A lot of people that are saying they are getting relief in their joints. They are getting relief. Oh, and sleeping. That's the other thing. Like, I am sleeping so good. I remember my dreams at night, which is crazy. But this is a completely plant-based product. So that means that it's not fish oil. We decided to skip the middle fish because we noticed and we've learned that omegas are not in fish naturally. Omegas actually come from the algae that the fish are eating. So instead of needing to go to the fish for the omegas, we decided to go just straight to the algae plant. So it is a fully plant-based product, and we are really excited about this product. So the SHRED10 program, what exactly is it? We're shredding the food, the toxins, and the habits, those behaviors that have maybe gotten you to where you are, if it's not a very good place. We're shredding those things, and we're going to add on some more helpful things, some more things that you can do on a lifestyle that will commit and that will lead you to a healthier lifestyle. So some of those things are adding more real food to your diet. So the Juice Plus Trio capsules daily. That is those 30 raw fruits, veggies, and berries that you saw, the variety of fruits and veggies. That's what the trio capsules are, and 2 complete shakes a day. And then we're also going to focus on making sure you're getting plenty of water, 7 to 8 hours of rest, and then also exercising on most days. Now, I always like to preface this with making sure people know that we are not looking for perfection. The shred is not about perfection. The shred is about you learning how your body responds to healthy lifestyle habits. It's empowering once you kind of notice that when you do these things, how your body responds. And it gives you power so that you know, okay, these are things that I know will make changes in my body. So these are things that I know that I can do on a long-term basis, okay? And we're eliminating, I always say illuminate for some reason, eliminating gluten, dairy, caffeine, alcohol, processed foods, artificial and refined sugars, and we're going to try our best to refrain from eating after 6 p.m. And the biggest reason for that is we want to make sure that when you go to bed and you're concentrating on getting 7 to 8 hours of sleep, that you don't have a bunch of food sitting in your belly and your body can actually rest the way that it's supposed to and not be working on digesting food. So that's one of the reasons why we really do recommend that you eat before 6 p.m. if at all possible. And these are some of the most common results that we have seen with people craving more fruits and veggies. They find themselves at a healthier weight, better recovery from workouts, improved sleep, increased energy, healthier hair, nails, and skin, improved regularity. This is a big one for a lot of people, especially because those complete nutrition drinks have 8 grams of fiber in it. And there are people who just don't get much fiber in their diet. And so this has really been helpful for people to actually go like they need to go. And then increased mental clarity. And I will just share a little bit about my shred story. When we started shredding a couple years ago, I told you guys, like, my eating habits were not very good at all. I mean, for the love, I was hiding Oreos in my nightstand, you guys, just to make sure that I always had. So I always tell people, if I can do this, you can do it. Okay. So it was not a perfect shred by any means the first time I ever did this. But what I did notice was that I lost a whole bunch of inflammation in my gut as a result of flooding my body with fruits and veggies, and also drinking so much water and eliminating gluten and dairy from my diet. So much so, my friends, that I found myself at church one morning and lost my skirt on the stage while I was just dancing around. And it was embarrassing, but it was a aha moment for me because I realized I hadn't lost a pound. I'm one of those people that I don't do the shred to lose weight. I do the shred for the healthy lifestyle habits. And I always tell people, if you have weight to lose, yes, you will probably lose some pounds. But for someone like me who doesn't have weight to lose, for me, it was losing the inflammation in my gut that made my skirt fall that morning at church. So needless to say, I have retired that skirt. I do not wear that skirt anymore. But we, for now, I know what kinds of things I need to do to have a healthier body. I also learned how to get to bed on time. Okay. So that getting 7 to 8 hours of rest caused me to have to be a lot more disciplined about not being a night owl, because I really can be a night owl and stay up way too late. But looking at the needs of my family. So my daughter, who has to be up, she has to be on the bus by 7 a.m. And it is up to me to get her on that bus. But if I don't take care of me first, then the rest of the day is going to be not as good, nearly as good as it could be. So I get up at 5 a.m., 5:30 sometimes, to get my workout and have some quiet time and get showered up and be in her room in time enough to get her ready and on the bus by 7. That sleeping 7 to 8 hours of rest has disciplined me to get to bed at a decent hour so that I can take care of me first and then take care of my daughter and start the day right. And I'm really, really thankful. To some people, that may not seem like a big deal, but when you have a special needs child, trust me, you need that me time first. And so I'm really grateful for that discipline right there that the Shred has taught me. And so that is my Shred story, and I'm sticking to it. Let's move on to some of the things that we know about the Juice Plus product and what makes it unique. We have over 30, we're actually up to 39 different published studies, gold standard, double-blind, placebo tests, clinical trials, basically. And my mom always told me that you're known by the company you keep. And these are some of the people that have done the testing. These are prestigious medical institutions and organizations all around the world. Places like Nemours Children Institute, Yale, Harvard, the University of Milan. I think MD Anderson Cancer Center is in here that have done studies on the Juice Plus product, both the Juice Plus capsules and the shakes. And so these are some of the things that they've been able to find. Oh, I forgot that slide's not in this particular presentation. But they found that it does improve cardiovascular health, that it does decrease systemic inflammation in the body, thus loss of a skirt, and just a lot of the other things that were going on in my body that I've just gotten a lot of relief from, like issues in my joints and stuff like that. And then basically supporting the immune system. That's another thing. That these are some of the most important studies that I can think of right offhand. But there are also other things like helping with the insulin in overweight boys. And that was a pretty big study as well. And helping to decrease the amount of constriction within the heart vessels after a high-fat meal. For example, that was one of the huge cardiovascular tests that were done. And so anyway, we have found some pretty impressive things. And if you want to know more about what those specific clinical trials are, make sure you get back with the person who introduced you. So your SHRED10 journey is going to look like this. We're going to order your products, okay, your trio and your shakes. We're going to get you the Shred guide, which is kind of like your Shred Bible, right? It's going to have all things Shred, all your questions that you might have. There's going to be some recipes in there for you and some really great tools like not cookbooks, like I said, recipes, but shopping lists. So helping you know what kinds of foods do you need to have in your house while you're doing this Shred. And then we're going to send you the link to Dr. Mitra Ray's Daily Detox video. She is the creator of the SHRED10 program, and she's going to give you a lot more of an idea in general of what the Shred is about. I'm going to add you to our Facebook community. There's a SHRED10 group on Facebook that we'll add you to. It'll be kind of like your accountability group with a whole bunch of other people that are doing this along with you, so you know you're not alone. And then we're going to do the Shred. And that's the 10 days. It's a 10-day jumpstart to a 4-month-long lifestyle program, okay? And when those 10 days are over, we are going to award you and gift you with the Taste of the Shred cookbook that will have a lot more like Shred-friendly type of recipes in it. And it will help you along through the rest of the, oh, that was weird. My video went out for a second. Through the rest of the 4 months, okay? And that's what you're going to do over the Live It portion is those during those 4 months, kind of decide, okay, what things really, really worked well for me, and what things do I think that I can continue as a result of the SHRED10, these 10 days, this 10-day jumpstart. And then you're going to tell your friends, because you're going to have all these things that have happened, and you're going to want to tell your friends about it so they can start it with you next month. Okay. So getting started, where do you see yourself getting started? These are the different SHRED packages that are available: the basic, the premium, and the SHRED10. The basic is essentially enough shakes for you to have 2 shakes a day during the 10-day jumpstart, and then fall off to 1 shake a day during the rest of the 4-month lifestyle program. And then the trio. The premium is essentially exactly like the premium, except for, I'm sure I have things popping up on my screen here, except for we have the omegas as well. So the premium is exactly like the basic, except for you have the omegas as well. The SHRED10 is the quad. We like to call this the quad, with the trio and the omegas. And you have enough shakes to last you for 2 shakes a day for the whole 4 months, okay? So all of these things are going to last you 4 months long. So you have those products and you have that nutrition going into your body for 4 months, okay? You just get to decide if you want to do 1 shake a day during those 4 months, or 2 shakes a day during those 4 months, and if you want to have the omegas or not, okay? So make sure you talk to the person who invited you to this presentation, and they will help you with pricing and help you know what all is available there. So with that, I want to thank you for joining us. And if you have any questions at all, like I said, don't hesitate to talk to the person who invited you. Thanks for joining us.